had sat down with our friends at our usual restaurant. Kai on my right and Naisha on my left. Nana on your right and him on your left. An unwelcome anomaly. It was a ritual for us after exams to decompress and laugh off the stress. Although this time our usual trip did not ease the tension in my shoulders. Neither did it temper my swirling thoughts. Not with your guest. A long row of food crowded the table we sat at. The air was filled with distinct smells of spices and herbs, but most importantly, it separated us. Somehow further than when the table was just clear. All I could think about was you. Well, you and him. Our friends were distracted, forking food into their mouths, upturned into smiles as they traded jokes and stories. How are they so unaware? It had been 4 months since he came up to you. He was not a new face, not at all. In fact, we had known him for quite a while. Back then, I enjoyed talking to him too, before I started to fade into the background. My words drowned out by his, and you two were the only ones talking. Within a month, he had invaded our daily lives. Unprompted coffee runs became a common occurrence. Too common. And your conversations in hallways, always too long. And again, I would blend into the blank walls. Ever present, yeah, taken for granted. I supported a roof over your head for under-weather moods and stormy nights. I shielded you from the outdoors that nurtured the ill intention. Still, he kicks down the door and you tip up the pieces, cutting into your hands in the process as you soothe him, as if it wasn't he who had trespassed. It was as if I was in the wrong, as if he had been right to treat you as he did. He hadn't. You knew this. Yet, you let him get away with so much. And I interfered so little. I loathed the way his hands grabbed your waist, how his arms slung around your shoulder, the way he pushed and pulled you as he desired, as if he owned you. I saw it. The way you tensed when you felt his presence into the room, the way he pushed and pushed the boundaries you so carefully constructed for yourself. I've worked years on earning your complete trust. And he got away with everything? Or maybe I was the greedy one, envious, no, jealous of the way he so effortlessly broke through to you, how he so easily accessed you. You had more self-worth than that, I knew. Yet you let him treat you like a mindless dog. Why? I had bitten into my food a while ago, but swallowing without the feeling of choking was impossible. Maybe my body rejected it, lest I fed the green monster inside me. The stronger it grew, the bolder I got, clawing his hands off of you, growling insults to his face. But you scolded me. Like a child hitting another, so instead I sat there in my designated corner, just as you asked, because why would I not do as you asked? Your wish was my command, and I vowed to live for your wishes. From the first day I met you, across the bedroom at Kaya's 18, to sitting across the table from you now, I had granted you an endless number of wishes. From the start, I was starstruck. The second time you met was the first we exchanged a real conversation. You started becoming a more common occurrence in my life after that night. You wore the sunset like an ornate jewel, and my, did you look stunning. On the seventh wish, you invited me over to watch a film, but when you opened the door, red-eyed and tears streaking down your cheeks, I knew the film was the last thing you needed. I opened my arms as you fell into my embrace, and I caught you, as I always did, as you always knew I would. You let me into your walls that night, and I sunk in. When you had announced it as official a few months ago, I was cautious of him. He never spoke another girl's name, never left you for other priorities, never turned a blind eye. But extremes existed, and every extreme was never a good thing. He was always near you, always taking your attention, always there. A lingering presence, impossible to get rid of. You were blind to this. And when I opened your eyes, you chose to close them again. Because if you didn't see, if you didn't hear, it didn't exist. As one of our friends called for the bill, he put his arm around you, and you tensed. All I could do was sit there. Sit in silence as I wrung my hands under the table. You looked up at me for the first time that night. The waiter almost locking your gaze from mine. Same gaze I saw that night, that you opened the door for me. But this time, there were no tears, mixed in with the hope and fear in your eyes. Only desperation. Help, you pleaded. And like the lovesick fool I would. I was your genie in a bottle. Every wish was my command. Would you ever grant mine?